How much time do you spend on your phone? Perhaps you check out reels and short videos that are available across almost all content platforms. You could be playing your favorite mobile game or even keeping in touch with your significant other. You may even like to read articles and dive deep into the rabbit hole of the widespread and available information online. How much does it add up to? Do you have an application on your phone that records your screen time? And if so, how much do you spend on average a day? If you're like the average American, it is expected that you spend more than 3 hours on your phone a day alone, according to the National Library of Medicine. Now, if you're an online student like me, our courses expect study time upwards of 4 to 6 hours a week per course. Being full time, you could be looking at the computer screen for around 16 to 24 hours a week, especially with the rise of e-text. Perhaps you'd like to create content in the future like many others. How much time is spent on editing, creating, and maintaining a profile? If that's not your cup of tea, well, how do you view the news? Newspaper sales have been dropped since the mid 2000s, according to the Pew Research Center. It is clear and well known that we are moving into a technological atmosphere with most consuming done online. It is time we take a step back and ask the question, does the amount of time we spend on our screens a significant issue? I'll convince you that the screen time is an urgent issue salad that needs addressing. Think about your time on the screen when preparing your persuasive speeches, or even when you last watched a TV show, series, or movie. Have you noticed how your eyes have to readjust to the surrounding environment after a long period of time? You may have even experienced some eye strain when lost in the rabbit hole of Instagram and Facebook Reels. This leads to my first reason for bringing screen time into light, our eye health. It doesn't take an academic journal or scientist to reveal how screens affect our eyes through eye strain, similar to the way our eyes feel after reading for a long period of time. But if you like some reassurance, an article was published by the American Academy of Ophthalmology, which briefly discusses the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look 20 feet out on an object for at least 20 seconds. The article also mentions a hasty generalization that watching our screens too close permanently affects our vision. It may very well be the case that other components such as smoking, poor sleep habits, and genes play a larger or more influential role in our long-term vision. The age of technology and its addictive nature, however, is still a relatively new phenomenon to be experienced to this day. We are in the cusp of an era where technology and screens take our eye from the moment we started developing ideas of self and the world. Its effects on our long-term vision and our eye shape are continuing to be studied to this day. Now, it's important to note that a portion of our US population does devote considerably less time on the screen in the work environment. Unlike a family friend of ours that works behind a computer screen providing customer service for Comcast, personnel in construction, social work, plumbers, or even athletes are some examples of work where screen time is not necessarily needed. The issue becomes urgent, however, when applications become more engaging, addictive, and necessary to maintain relationships, keep youth out of the boredom, and keep up to date with our world. Speaking of addictive applications, how much of your screen time is devoted to social media? In a reference to the Netflix documentary, The Social Dilemma, experts across all social media platforms, all the ones you can think of, develop their apps to be as addictive as possible, making their consumers' attention the fundamental product as well as their data. You can imagine The way these platforms utilize our psychology to keep us engaged in their apps increases our screen time. And not only that, but our generation is also likely to build a profile of ourselves through interests, posts, tweets, amongst other things. According to Kristen C. from Florida Atlantic University, people often put up pictures and other posts when they're at their best, mainly revealing the highlights of their life. Young people are more likely to take in this input and compare it to their own lives, which seems somewhat incomparable. We market ourselves unconsciously and very articulately, and we do not meet the same when we don't meet the same criteria that others deem as beautiful or successful, we diminish ourselves. I propose taking time off the screen and social media in general in order to step back and enjoy the abundance that we receive in our own lives. Not only does increased screen time lead to higher social media use, but it could also lead us down a rabbit hole for what our world in reality is. You may notice that Morgan Freeman's on the screen, but do you know if it's AI or not? Well, a New York Times article titled, "Can We No Longer Believe Anything We See?" speaks on instances where authoritarian governments create realistic news broadcasts to stir the political plot. The article includes the video of a deepfake of Nina Schick explaining the potentials of AI. Whether or not you feel that you can identify AI generated media or not, chances are that you already took some for real without even realizing it. The essential message I want to derive from spending an extensive amounts of time on the screen is that you'll tend to question what is real or not. We can mistake each other's appearance, get altered views of vacation spots, or even misinterpreted information from sources like social media. If there's something I'd like you to leave here with, it is this. Maintain a strong discipline with your screen time and do so with full awareness of its implications on your eye health, how you perceive yourself, and how you perceive the world. Especially in the US, we became incredible marketers and salesmen of information. We sell ourselves, our ideas, our reality, very well though, through technology. Spending extensive time on the screen can make us lose touch with reality if you let it. I resonate with my peers when they say that their screen usage doesn't really affect them. It's as if one more video on TikTok or one more article that you want to understand won't hurt. What we don't see, however, is that our platforms encourage our engagement. We won't notice our eye shape change over time. You won't realize how platforms lead you to what you exactly like to believe, not necessarily what is the truth. Stay mindful and stay safe. Thank you for watching.